In 1986, Bubble Bobble was developed and published by TAITO, and it spawned one of the world's most beloved arcade games. The concept was simple. Players control Bub and Bob, two cutesy designed dragons, with a quest to save their girlfriends from the Cave of Monsters. In order to make it through, players guided both Bub and Bob through a number of levels wherein they trap monsters in bubbles and pop them into oblivion, whilst of course enjoying bonus items along the way. Its popularity has transcended time, spawning separate series such as Puzzle Bobble, and we're still seeing Bubble Bobble games launch into the modern day. Back in the 80s though, Bubble Bobble never actually had its own dedicated arcade cabinet, often appearing in tabletops and custom builds. However, due to the game's significance, we thought it was a perfect fit to bring into the Quarter Arcades family. So here at Numskull, we've worked closely with TAITO to create a bespoke and new miniature arcade cabinet which fits in perfectly with the rest of the Quarter Arcades lineup, using the TAITO cabinet design as a blueprint. It has the features that you associate with Quarter Arcades by default now, including the ability to save high scores, an internal battery that can be charged via USB, interactive coin slots that can be used as button presses to insert your coins, as well as fully functioning micro buttons and joysticks. The original cabinet design that has been put together for the Quarter Arcade is beautiful. It's covered in the key art from the original game, featuring Bub, Bob and the enemies they encounter along the journey. We've got the light up banner featuring the game logo, and a lovely blue bubble themed cabinet design. Along with this is the black and blue side art that draws inspiration from many other classic TAITO arcade systems from the past. As well as being fully playable in single player and co-op, the cabinet also features a dip switch function wherein you can change the game's difficulty, whether the attract mode will play music, and how many lives you wish to start with. Speaking of the gameplay itself, why don't we just show you how it runs? So we can't show off the cabinet without showing off a little bit of gameplay, can we? So Bubble Bobble has the original arcade ROM built into the system itself, and this is running on a bespoke emulator that's been built for Quarter Arcades. At the moment we're going through the attract mode that would have run on the original arcade game. So this is just going to show off really how responsive the controls are and how easy it actually is to pick up and play the game. So you'll notice we've got a second joystick, and that is because the entire game is playable in co-op, just like it was in the arcade. But without further ado, let's just get on with it. Cool, let's go. So I used to actually have this when I was a kid, but I played it on the NES. It was one of my first original NES games. But for that reason, I was always super stoked when I'd see it at the arcade. Also had a Game Boy version, which was pretty cool as well. None of them really hold a candle to the arcade version. Yeah, that wasn't good, was it? You might think that I'm not very good at this, but trust me, it's a lot harder to play when you're surrounded by cameras. If you haven't actually played Bubble Bobble before, the aim is to clear the screen of all of the enemies. You've got to shoot them into bubbles, pop them from underneath, and pick up any fruit and power-ups you find along the way. After you clear the screen, you'll go on to the next stage. And obviously, you can fall off the screen and come out the other side, which is quite handy. I mean, I can't really blame that one on the camera, can I? Cool, so that was an awful run through. Absolutely awful, but I'm going to give it another go. Get proper nostalgia for this cutscene. That's better. Little combo as well. Need to get the fruit as quick as you can, otherwise, no, too slow. You can tell I'm getting into it now because I'm not actually commentating with anything. Yep, so when you've got one guy left, one monster left, they pick up speed rapidly. Get up here. There we go. Got one of the power-ups there. Lucky little getaway. Hopefully you can do better than me. The Bubble Bobble Quarter Arcade is available to purchase now, but be quick, there's no telling how long they'll last. More information on Quarter Arcades and our Bubble Bobble cabinet can be found in the video description. We hope you enjoyed this little breakdown of our Bubble Bobble Quarter Arcade today. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and head back for more updates on Quarter Arcades and all things Numskull.